right, guys, how we doing? Here we are, A Call to the Pen with Jugsy Siegel. Today's guest, we have two co-hosts, a father-son team, TacoExistential, existential, existential. I think I said that right. And his legendary son, Taco Kid Jr. I came across these guys through the Pop of Oz community and instantly was like hooked. Who cannot love good comedy, good gameplay, right? With Taco Jr. playing high-level FIFA, really, really high-level FIFA and other games. And then TacoExistential, just pure humor, right? And then the block party that's formed over the past month or so that has just turned into an absolute gem and a place where we all can go and connect on the weekends after long weeks, right? I love it. I love the concept. I love what they're doing. So I wanted to see, get to know them a little bit better. It's a family affair. And so I thought, what better way than to get to know these two guys than on A Call to the Pen? So we're going to have them both at the same time. So let's get right into it. Let's bring them in. We have Ned McMahon at the end of the couch there joining us. So let's bring them in here on a 3, 2, and 1. Hey, there they are. What's up, boys?
What's going on?
How we doing?
What's up, guys?
So if you guys can tell us how we're sounding and everything, there might be, if you guys can hear them and hear me and we're all good to go, and we'll get started. Everybody good? Say mic checks and all that stuff, Taco.
Check.
It looks good.
Testing.
Yeah, it looks good on my end.
Looks good on our end.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here we are, the legendary hashtag TeamTaco, man. How you guys doing today? Oh, lost you. We lost you on the audio there.
We're feeling great.
Feeling good? Good. All right. Nice, man. So yeah, I just wanted to get to talking about you guys and your story. First, let's talk about where you guys are from, and if you guys want to dig that deep, and we'll start going from there.
So I'm born and raised in DFW, Texas. I spent most of my life around the Dallas area. I've lived in different parts of the country, but born and raised here, most of my life here, and so
born and raised in
Dallas Fort Worth.
Not
Dallas. And obviously, he is too.
Yeah, same thing. Born and raised. So TacoExistential. Let's kind of start back quickly. What was it like? Were you an athlete as a high school student, or were you what was it like growing up as Taco Senior?
Taco Senior, yeah. When I was growing up, was I played mostly soccer sports. I did play baseball.
Okay.
But mostly soccer when I was growing up. From about the age of 8, I started playing soccer. I was a goalkeeper most of my life, and then I played up until high school. I didn't play much in high school. I played maybe one season in high school, because what I did mostly when I was in high school was act like it was a taco block party every day in school more than playing sports. So
right.
I spent more time being taco than I was being a sports guy when I was in high school.
Right. And I kind of wanted to talk about your parents a little bit. I know it seemed like, just learning a little bit about you, you were kind of close with your parents, and did they have any help in upbringing you into the sports world, or what was the family like, or was
Absolutely
this all?
none.
It was all on
neither
your
one
own.
of my neither one of my parents played sports.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when I first played soccer, I was playing soccer outside, and one of the kids outside invited me to join their team.
Wow.
Neither one of them liked sports at all.
Okay. So interesting. So it's kind of cool that you developed such a love for sports when you didn't have much.
Yeah, it was probably more from my uncles. I had a bunch of uncles who were into sports, so I probably got it from them, because my parents didn't really care much about sports.
Nice. And so did you go to college at all, or do you spend any time in college, or?
I did. I went to the University of Texas in Arlington. Again, I didn't wander too far off.
Okay. Nice. And did you end up getting a degree, or was it more taco time?
It was more taco time.
Yeah.
I went for about 2 years, and then I stopped going. And then I jumped into the company that I work for now, and I've been there 26 years. 26
years. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. And you met the wifey along throughout this journey as well. What What was that situation like? Where'd you meet the wifey? I know Taco Mom is legendary amongst your streams. So
Yeah, Mama
Right.
Taco and I actually met, believe it or not, in a club at a
uh-oh.
party.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can we remember what song was spinning when you? Because I know you
I
were.
don't remember what song, but here's how it started. I offered to buy Mama Taco a drink, and she said, "No, let me buy you a drink." And I said, "Okay, I like
Okay.
this girl. She's kind of sassy."
Okay.
Buying me a drink, and the rest is history.
Nice. Taco Jr. And that leads us kind of into Taco Jr. So, Taco Jr., are you the only, are the older brother? Or I know you have a younger brother. So are you the only, middle? What's the deal?
I'm the middle of 3.
Middle of 3. Okay. And so, Taco Senior, back to you. What was it like having that first child, man? Life changing, or was it? Did it turn from okay, now it's hashtag Team Taco to now it's hashtag baby time?
It was that was another reason I had my first son when I was in college, and I said I need to get a job, a real job. Can't be party taco anymore. Let me get a real job, and maybe I'll work for a year or two, and I'll go to school at night. But the rest, I just kept on working, never went back to school. So I focused on raising a family. That's why I left. That's why I left college.
Nice. And what line of work are you in?
I work for a manufacturer of heating and cooling products. I'm the head of sales for the company.
Oh wow, yeah, 26 years with the company, I'd imagine. So, did you guys experience any hardship with this virus situation?
Believe it or not, the construction industry is actually having a little bit of a boom because of schools and universities. They're empty right now, so they can do a lot of their work. So we actually had a little bit of a boom. Yeah,
Nice.
we've been lucky.
Now, did you just landed this job? Did you have any prior training, or is this something that you landed kind of going in and built and worked your way up?
Well, just like most people who have jobs, I had a buddy who worked there. So my best friend from 5th grade also works there, and he called me up one day, said, "Hey, you need a job? Come join me over here." And that's how I got in.
Nice. So here we are. Fast forwarding, you're a career guy now. You're a family guy. You have your first kid, and I know you guys have a tight family bond going, and you have a love for coaching. I wanted to touch in on that a little bit. How did you get into coaching, and was it the first son that got you into it, or was it Taco Jr. that got you into it? What started the whole coaching process and the whole, it's I find it interesting that, your family and parents didn't support you in the sports world, but you and Mama Taco seem to be all in on that situation. So I find that interesting. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So my older son, by the way, who's very purposely absent from what we do here because he thinks that everybody else in the family is weird. He just graduated from college. He's got a degree in journalism, and he's ready to go live his life away from these nuts that live in this house, right? So he played no sports at all. He did for a season or two when he was younger, but he's very into journalism. He's going to be a writer. But Taco Jr., when he was about 3 or 4, I knew he was going to be a sports player. I mean, he came out tackling people, stone cold stunning people when he was a baby. And so he's the one. I put him on a team when he was younger. And like most dads who become coaches, I didn't like the coach that we had on the team. And they're like, if you can do it better, why don't you coach? And I said, okay, I will. And that's how I got into it.
Okay. And so were you the typical coach's dad, or the dad / coach that was kind of, gave Taco Jr. the extra step in benefits, or were you harder on him?
I was harder on him.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about that, Junior.
Holy cow. No, it was definitely harder on me. He expected 3 times more from me than everybody else because I'm the coach's son.
Wow.
He was like, you need to set the example.
Wow.
And so
he had him and a couple of best friends, and I would be real kind to the rest of the team, and then I would pull Taco Jr. and his buddies over, and I go, look, now, you 3 sons of bitches better get out there, and you better, I don't care what they do, you 3 better get your asses together. And so that's how it was.
Nice. And so was it only soccer that you were coaching, or did you break off into other sports too, baseball or?
No, no. I also coach football and baseball, and my
Wow,
favorite sport to coach is baseball.
baseball, nice. And what age group were you always, little league, Pop Warner, or did you ever dabble into the older kids?
We went from junior started when he was about 4. I started coaching him when he was probably about 6, 5 or 6, and we went all the way up till he got to high school, and then he started playing in high school.
Nice, nice. Now, Taco Junior, what position do you play? You're a defender, aren't you?
In soccer, yeah. Well, so at the beginning it was mainly defense, right? Until you got old enough to play keeper, and then at that point I played mainly keeper, and for most of my career, and then throughout high school as well, I was on the team as a goalie.
He was
Nice.
a pretty hot shit goalie.
Now, I'm modest. I was okay.
All right. So then you end up having another son, right? So you got the 3 boys, and
Yes.
and those are all your children, right?
Yes.
Right. And so the little one is a Texas Tech Raider, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. So he kind of stayed close to home.
He kind of stayed close to home. Yeah, he's been wanting to be a Red Raider since day one. My
Mhm.
mother-in-law actually lives right down the street from Texas Tech, so every summer when they visited them, they were like, "We're gonna go to Tech. I'm gonna go to Tech when I get older," and he actually did it. So, and
Wow.
he played sports all the way from 4 through high school as well. So,
Nice. And so I can imagine you just seem like the type of guy that would demand a good student in his household. At least, a decent student. You guys are both laughing. Is that not?
Well, the other person that's not on this interview is Mama Taco. So, I mean, I demanded it too, but when I can get a word in edgewise what Mama Taco demands, yeah,
Oh,
yes.
so she's the boss of the house, huh?
She was definitely the boss of that whole situation.
Yeah. So what is it, Junior? Was she tough on you guys? Keeping you in line of school?
Yeah, she was real strict about it. Every day, right when I walk in the door, what do you have for homework? Make sure you finish your essays. And I'm like, okay, Mom, sorry, I'll do it right now.
And talk a little bit about Mama Taco, man. Is if she even wants to be talked about, what's she like? She just seems like a total gem. I mean, in chats, she's hilarious. She's so sweet. She's she did your background for the block party. Well, I love how she's involved in all your guys' stream. In fact, one of the first times I watched you guys, I was watching Junior, and I think it was just me, you, and maybe Mama Taco and a couple other people. And I remember you saying that she was in tears, that she was just so proud and so happy. And I was like, wow, that's so cool that you guys are doing this whole thing as a family. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, at the very beginning, when we decided that we were going to do this, Mama Taco was we've been lucky. She's been 100% supportive. She's very into it, and the more she sees about it, she's into it. I mean, she's been very hard on them, but she's always been very supportive. So, and it's fun for us because we get to hold the whole family's involved. As a matter of fact, last night we did get the Red Raider Taco to come on stream finally.
Yeah.
And I interviewed for him for a little bit.
No, I missed that. Yeah, because he's made a couple appearances, hey, what's up? And then he dips out. But
Yeah.
nice. I'm going to have to go back and watch that VOD because that's legendary. So cool, man. So let's get into the Twitch world a little bit. What made you guys, first of all, get into Twitch? And then what made you guys make the leap of streaming? And then what made you guys get into it together? Let's start with you, Junior. I mean, what first got you into Twitch? What was your first experience?
Well, I've been a gamer for the better part of my life, and so Twitch has just been one of those things on the side that I've always been into. Watching streamers and just seeing like high level gameplay has always been really interesting for me. Being able to like see these personalities come to life through streaming and the communities that they make is just always so awesome. One of the first streamers that I ever watched, his name is Bing Bong Boon, and he was just like this personality. He played Fallout and he just sat in there, talked to his chat, made funny jokes. He did like little entrances and stuff to his room, just like total shenanigans, right? Total shenanigans, and it was great. So about a year ago, I'd say I started actually like looking into, well, what does it take to be on Twitch, right? Looking into, well, what kind of equipment do we need and things like that. And like the further that we dived into it, and eventually I got my dad into Twitch and he started watching. But yeah, so that was really where it was for me. Twitch has always been one of those things that's kind of been there for me. So it's nice.
It's just been has it always been kind of an escape, just another source of entertainment watching these guys play video games while you're playing, or did you exclusively just watch them?
I exclusively like just watched
Wow.
bigger players, things like that.
And what game you mentioned? What you said, Fallout? He was playing.
Yeah, so Fallout 4, and he did like a no-hit permadeath. So like if you took any damage, you would just restart. So like seeing him rage whenever he would take damage is just hilarious. And so he would just like lose his mind, and it was so funny. But also other games like Castro playing on FIFA, or Nick Merckx on Call of Duty or Fortnite, like people like that with just high energy was just awesome. It was so contagious.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this little bar here. Do that. That's cool. And what about you, Taco? So Junior's watching Twitch and you're like, let me get into this. What is he getting into? So who'd you stumble into first?
Yeah, actually, that's not how it worked for me.
Oh.
For me with Twitch before, I knew of Twitch, and what I would do is completely ignore the streamer. Really, I turned off the chat and I would just watch the gameplay, like through my PlayStation. I'd watch somebody play. I never paid attention to Twitch, streamers or the chats up until this March. I was watching. We were on vacation, and the whole quarantine thing just started. And so we couldn't actually go outside when we were on vacation.
Wow.
And so I turned on Twitch because I just got an MLB The Show. It come out that weekend. And I just fired it up and I saw Mills.
Okay.
Some Mills on there.
Legend.
And I just kind of thought, okay, let me see what this guy's talking about. It's the first time I've ever saw him. But one thing he said at the end of his stream was kind of cool. He's like, hey, I'm going to go raid somebody that doesn't have a lot of followers. It's got maybe new to Twitch. Check him out. And if you don't like him, go find somebody who's, don't come look at these guys with 800, 900, 1,000 viewers. Check out some of these guys that got like 30, 40, 20, 30. Check them out. And I said, okay. So I started scrolling through there, and lo and behold, the first person I clicked on I was like, look at this guy, little Latino guy on the screen right here. Let me click on him. It was Papa Vaz.
Legend. Wow. And so that was your intro to MLB The Show 20 Twitch? Or MLB The Show Twitch, period.
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
What an intro. Like you could have stumbled into anybody, but to stumble into Papa Vaz, man, that's what a perfect find there. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I clicked on Papa Vaz and it took me maybe 2 minutes. I was in love with him, man. I was like, this is awesome. His vibes, what he's doing, everything was just incredible. And the whole thing of Twitch just came to me watching Papa.
Sitting there right there, you're like, wait, it just opened up that window for you. And then Taco was like, Junior was like, see? That's what I've been trying to tell you, dude.
And he did. I said, you know what? You need to stream, bro. Let me get you a computer. Let me do this. And he was like, oh my God, finally.
Yeah, it was like such a relief. I was like, oh my gosh, this old man's finally seeing what I'm seeing.
Yes. So that's how it started. You didn't even have to ask Junior. He was like, that's it. You're streaming. Because you knew Junior could play.
You're streaming, bro. You need to do this.
Yeah. And so that was the intent at first, was to just set Junior up. And to get him going.
Junior up. I had no intention whatsoever to get on Twitch at all.
Nice.
Yep.
So, and Junior... So you watch him play high level FIFA. He's amazing at Call of Duty. And so you're sitting there going, wait, this dude could do something. He's got personality for days. I'm going to buy him a computer. Junior, you must have been through the roof. Like you didn't even have to ask for this. It just like landed in your lap.
Yeah, it was very surreal. It's still surreal. Like I'm sitting here and sometimes I wake up and just look at my setup like, damn.
I'm a streamer.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So let's back up a little bit on you, Junior, and then we'll get back into the Twitch. So you're obviously born in Texas. How old are you?
I'm 25 in September.
25.
I had to think about it.
Yeah, it's about that time. I forgot around there once too. So 25. You went through, the whole high school scene. Athlete through it all. Were you a ladies guy? You seem like you were a little bit of a ladies guy.
Not really, but kinda. I don't know. For
No,
me.
no. Let me jump
Okay.
in here.
Uh-oh.
Let Pops jump in here. Okay. He was a little bit of a ladies guy. The problem is he would hook up with one lady and spend a lot of time with that one lady. That's the problem.
Well, loyal. That's loyal.
Yeah.
That's
He is. He is.
There you go. That's a loyal trait that, he's going to make somebody a very good husband one day.
Yeah, he will. He will.
So, had your girls, did your thing, played sports. Did you go to college?
I did for several years. Attended a local community college, TCC.
Okay.
Didn't really pursue anything after that.
Just wasn't your thing, not your thing. Yeah. And then,
Right.
so what'd you get into work-wise? Just kind of stumbling in from odd jobs, or?
Yeah, several odd jobs. I mean, there was like probably a span of a year and a half where I was like at Chili's and then doing lifeguard and swim instructing, and then Party City part-time, and then eventually I stumbled into the coffee scene. Started working at a local shop that's literally right behind our house, and became a barista. Started learning third wave coffee and how to dial in a shot and all of that, and that's what I've been doing for the better part of the last couple years.
Yeah, and I heard you talking about how much you loved it. You have every walk of life that comes in, from you have a teacher that drinks their coffee to a firefighter to, construction. Like every walk of life drinks coffee, and for you to experience that daily is probably fun. I mean,
that's what, like, the people is what really made me fall in love with the job itself. Was like I was the first person that most people would see every morning, and in my mind it was like, if I can just start this person's day off with a smile and like a good attitude, then that's just so much joy for them, and that's what made the job really fulfilling for me.
that's awesome, man. And so here you are, 25, rolling. Now you're a streamer. So you get back into the Twitch scene. You get your PC, and you're like, all right, I'm going to start streaming. Let's talk about Junior Stream a little bit. You're mainly a FIFA focus, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I would say, even as far as like pro clubs itself, I've been in these competitive 11v11 pro clubs leagues, meaning like it's actually 11 people online versus 11 people, and each person controls one player on the field. So there's these leagues that I play in. For example, the one that I mainly play in is called Pro Clubs Nation, and I've been doing these for years. So coming into streaming, I kind of wanted to be like, well, I want to show this. I want pro clubs to be that much bigger and start to create a platform to kind of support it. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I also play some Ultimate Team as of late, just to kind of get into it, and also the Golf Club 2019. I meander onto every now and then, and of course some Call of Duty.
Yeah, I love the stream, man. You bounce all over the place. You guys got to check out this FIFA. I mean, I played FIFA a little bit as well. I was the pro club guy, but I only had like 2 or 3 guys that we were playing with, and we would get pretty far. But that's a little easier because the computer's always in position. You never really have to worry about your teammates being out of position or anything like that. So the 11v11 is intense. It's super crazy to watch, and he is dialed in, and you can see all 11 guys on both sides of the teams dialed in and doing their thing. It's really high level play. And so what's your plans for the future? So I know you just landed the head of a podcast situation, right? It's a kind of a big deal, the whole FIFA. Talk about that a little bit.
So